Hello again, and welcome to part 2 of singular and plural of lesson number 4. Before watching this video, please make sure you already watched part 1, it is lesson 3. And if not, I would keep the link in the description box. Please don't forget to like and share this video. Also subscribe. Let's go now on today's video. In the last video, we took some words like home, which means bait, and the plural of it was biyut, because of the rules. We did take in last video 2 important rules. Let's repeat them again. Rule number 1. When you see an open ta next to the ya in the middle of the word, you add a waw next to the ya, like bait, biyut. Bait, buyut. Number 2 is all about that if you don't see any waw, alif, ya, or open ta or closed ta in the end, you have to add only one letter, the alif, to the second letter, like Menzel, manazil. So how about I give you a word and I want you to change it to plural. The word would be, how do we say a car? مركبة. مركبة. Now I want you to pause the video and do it in plural. مركبة. So rule number 1 is whenever we see تاء مفتوحة. Do we see تاء مفتوحة here? No, we don't. So rule number 1 doesn't fit here. So let's go to rule number 2. Rule number 2, there is a ta marbuta in the end, which means again it can't be applied. That's why there would be a third rule for that, which is when you ever see a closed ta marbuta right in the end of the word, you add a mad and an open ta in the place of the ta marbuta. Now there is just a fact that in plural, you would never see ta marbuta right in the end. Like it always change into a ta maftuha. So when you ever see a singular word with a closed ta, just don't think much and just change it to an open ta, and you will get the plural of the word. So going back to our example, مركبة, and we saw a closed ta in the end of the word, we will definitely gonna replace it with an open ta, but you would always put an alif, a mad alif, before the ta مفتوحة. So the word would be ما را كبات. مركبات. It is a common mistake that even Arabs themselves say marakib instead of markabat. Now this is wrong. The plural of markaba is markabat and not marakib. Now I want you to do the word sayyara in plural. Please pause the video, try, and write the answer in the comment. So if you said سيارات, it is the right answer. This is following rule number 3, which is if you see a closed ta, you always put a mad alif and a ta مفتوحة right in the end of the word, making it seem سيارات. سيارات. Before we go on rule number 4, I want you to solve this exercise. حافلة. حافلة. I want you to change it to buses, but in Arabic. Please pause the video and write in the comment your answer. Okay, if you say حافلات, حافلات, then this is the right answer because there was a closed ta right in the end of the word. So we only make it an open, but with the help of an alif. Alif and ta مفتوحة in the end, making it sound like حافلات, حافلات. Okay, so how do we say girl in Arabic? بنت. بنت. بنت means girl. And how do we make girl to girls in Arabic? But before going to the answer, let me introduce you to rule number 4. Rule number 4 is that looking at the word, there is an open ta in the end. When you see an open ta in the end of the word, ta مفتوحة, without any حروف العلة, واو, ألف, ياء, in the whole word, you add just the mad alif next to the ta. So let's go back to our example. Our word was bent, and in bent there is an open ta right in the end, but there is no waw, alif or ya in the whole word. So we would add a mad alif before the open ta. It becomes banat, banat, bent, banat. Now, how do we say girls in the official Arabic? Fatat, fatat. So how do we say girls in official Arabic? Not girl. Before we do that, let me introduce you rule number 5, and that's going to be the last rule. Okay, so this is the last rule, and it's all about that when you see a ta marbuta, a closed ta right in the end of the word, but there is a mad alif before it, you only add a ya before the mad alif. And as I told you, we always change the ta marbuta to ta maftuha in any plural word. That's like a must. So let's get back to our example, which was fatat. Fatat, there is a ta marbuta. We're always gonna make it a ta maftuha. And there is a mad alif. Before the mad alif, we're just gonna add a ya. The word becomes fatayat, fatayat, fatat, fatayat. Let us revise now all the rules one more time, and there's gonna be an example by the end of the video, so keep watching. Word number 1 was home, which means bait. Bait has an open ta by the end, but there is nothing, no of the حروف العلة, واو, mad, ya. So it's gonna be بيوت, بيوت, بيت, بيوت. Also, home could also mean منزل, منزل. منزل becomes منازل, منازل. We just gonna add a mad alif to the noon, to the second letter. منازل. Third word we took was car. How do we say car in Arabic? سيارة, سيارة. Now there is a ta marbuta, so straightforward we're gonna open it, and you just can't keep a ta maftuha alone in a plural word, so you must add a mad alif before it. So the word would end up being from سيارة to سيارات, سيارات, سيارة, سيارات. Same goes with حافلة, حافلات, حافلة, حافلات. So we did nothing but just open the تاء مربوطة and make it a تاء مفتوحة, then add a mad ألف before it. So سيارة سيارات, حافلة حافلات. We also did the word bent. Bent بنت بنات. What happened is just that we add a mad ألف before the تاء مفتوحة, and that's all. So here comes the final exercise. I want you to solve the word TV, which means television. I want you to make it a lot of televisions. How do we do that? Please pause the video and write your answer in the comment section. Okay, before I solve it, let me go through the rules one by one to see which rule would be applied into this word. So, rule number 1. When we see an open تاء, okay, there is a تاء مفتوحة next to a ياء. Nope, the تاء isn't next to a ياء, so this rule couldn't be applied. Let's go to rule number 2 then. Okay, so rule number 2. If you don't see any, no, we have a تاء. So again, this rule can't be applied over here since we already have a تاء in تلفاز. Let's go to rule number 3 then. For rule number 3, when you see تاء مربوطة, no, there isn't any تاء مربوطة in the end of this word. So again, rule number 3 don't exist in here. Let's go to rule number 4. The funny part is I already know the answer, but let's follow the steps wisely to make sure you guys get it. So rule number 4, when you see a تاء مفتوحة in the end of the word, no, there is no تاء مفتوحة in the end of the word. It is a زاي or a Z into the word تلفاز. So rule number 4 can't be applied in this word. Let's go to rule number 5 then. Rule number 5 and the last rule. Okay, it says when you see a تاء مربوطة, no, not at all. I don't see a تاء مربوطة at all in this word تلفاز, meaning that none of the rules had applied in this word. What do we do? It's simple. We keep it. So, as you have noticed, there isn't any trick about it. Just follow the rules, the 5 rules, and you can change any word into a singular and a plural. For now, تلفاز is a تلفاز, and television is again a television. You just have to practice, learn the rules, and that's all. You can do it. See, as I told you, it's not hard. Arabic itself is not a difficult language. It's just that it is not similar as your first language. So that's it for today. Follow the rules and you are good to go. I guess we are done for today's video. Make sure you subscribe and remember to leave a comment if you think that video was helpful. Thank you for watching and bye. Wadan. See you in the next video. Bye.